What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Geek Show. Art Eddie here with my main man, Patrick Quinn. What's up, sir?
What's going on, amigo? How's things going with you?
I am doing well. I started drinking this before we did a show. It's called the Pregame. It's from a Carolina brewery, and it is awesome.
Marvelous. Hey, congratulations to you for this week. Everybody, Art Eddie's first book came out. It was finally published after how many years of work went into that? 5, 6 years?
Yeah.
Like so everybody check out, go to your closest Barnes & Noble or go to Amazon. Check out the Life of Dad book. It's fantastic. I think. I haven't gotten mine yet, but there it is. There is the Life of Dad book written by our own Art Eddie. So everybody that's watching, tell us where you are watching from. Pop it up in the comments down below. What city, what state, what region? We love finding out where you guys are and where our friends are. What's up, Kelly? Kelly, we demand that you buy one of these books. You're one of our fans. We love you having you on the show, but you need to buy one of Art's books so you guys can really connect.
All right. So the topic of this week's show, and first of all, thank you very much, Patrick. I love it. Appreciate the support, man. That's great. So we're talking about there's a lot. I'm falling behind on Game of Thrones. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna up my geek card. I have too many geek stuff going on, but like my Game of Thrones game is not that great. You're on top of it. You're caught up, right?
I am. I was like a day behind. Actually 2 days behind. I just watched last night. So now I'm fully caught up. So we can't do spoilers then, huh?
We're not. I mean, you can do. I don't care at this point. I'm past where it's like I don't care. Like I understand the game, and we're talking about that. But I see.
I will personally avoid saying that.
Well, I'm saying like a lot of people are just crapping on the last season, and I get it, just because people are saying it's going too quick, and certain characters are not being who they are, and all this other stuff. And for me, someone put up a meme, and I forgot who I should give this credit to, and I apologize, but it said, "What happens if Return of the Jedi came out right when social media was like as it is now?" And they're saying like, "Oh, Vader just throws Emperor Palpatine down a shaft, the most powerful Sith Lord falls down." Like I'm like, all right, and then it said like, so Luke doesn't kill Emperor or Vader or any of these things, and he's like the main character, so bad written. I'm like, that's kind of true, man. And so like I got me thinking. You and I were talking about like, all right, what should we talk about this week? Let's talk about the best and worst series finales and why. And then if you have a good answer, thanks to our friends at 20th Century Fox, we're going to give you this Family Guy book. It's an illustrated history of the book. It's wall-to-wall Family Guy stuff. So if you love it, hit us up. We'll hook it up for you guys. But for you, man, are you digging Game of Thrones?
It's no Life of Dad book, but what's that?
Let me ask you this. Are you digging this season or no of Game of Thrones?
I mean, I definitely see everybody's complaints. Everything does seem like it's really rushed and really crunched. And even like the changes of characters like you were talking about, like things like that, characters have changed and evolved throughout the series, but it was more gradual. You were able to see Jaime Lannister go from like straight up villain to kind of a good guy, villain again, then good guy, and kind of had like a hero's arc towards the end. Now it's like we need to cram everything we can into like these tiny little time frames. All of a sudden, kingdoms are not months journey away from each other, but instead it's like wake up and have breakfast in like King's Landing, and then by evening you'll be at the Wall, like, which is ridiculous. Like they don't all have dragons, but you have to understand they do have to end the show at some point. They can't really do it at George R.R. Martin speed, which means like the characters will be 97 by the time they're done filming. So, yeah. So I dig it. I definitely dig it, but I definitely see where all the complaints are coming from. You just gotta take it with a grain of salt and shrug it off. So
wait, whoa, hold up, whoa. So this is a first here, right? We got someone on the internet talking and making sense.
No. I mean, what am I doing? I'm melting.
No, I think like, yeah, there's going to be some things you're not going to like, but hey, just you invested it, enjoy for what it is and go from there. Like for me, exactly. We have some people talking like Matt saying best ever 6 Feet Under. We had a couple people saying Rod saying best series finale. finale was Cheers, and then the worst has to be Sopranos, and we got Gerard saying MASH and Cheers. It almost sounds like
MASH was a tearjerker.
MASH and Cheers sounds like an Irish dish, right? Like bangers and mash and cheers. It's like you take the bangers, you mash them in the potatoes, and then you put like some Guinness on them. You got, mash.
That's your cheer right there. Yeah. Hell yeah. I love it. We just open a restaurant.
I heard, yeah, there you go. The Eddie Quinns, the Quinn Eddies. The Quinn Eddy essential food of people. I don't know. Whatever.
I love it.
We'll worry about that later.
Got it.
Were you a Dexter fan? Because I heard a lot of people hated the way Dexter ended.
I never watched the end. I did watch I think the first 2 or possibly 3 seasons, and then I just kind of fell off of it. I just sort of forgot about it. I really liked the beginning. I just don't know why. I never really stuck with it.
Matt,
I love The Walking Dead's finale, which should have been when what's his name's wife finally died, because she was the worst. And that show should have just ended there, and it would have been a happy note. Everybody would have lived happily ever after. She always made the worst decision. She was always just like, man. I don't remember her name, and I'm happy I don't, because the worst character ever, the worst.
So it was Rick Grimes, and then his son Carl. I'm trying to think of his wife's name.
Coral's mom.
Carl. Carl's mom. I think someone's probably posting that up. Let me just scroll. Maybe not. Anyways. So Matt is talking about Dexter sucks, and then like Walking Dead. For me, like Walking Dead was great in the beginning, man. I loved it. But then like you saw the formula: wash, rinse, and repeat. Like shocking thing in the series opener: story, kill some zombies. The mid season finale was kind of like cliffhanger, and then it was like story, and then like the actual season finale was cliffhanger or resolution, and the same thing happened over and over again. You're like, okay, I get it. Like one of my favorite, my wife and I loved. Did you ever see the show Fringe?
Yes, Fringe is great. I wish that was. I don't know why that show ended. Well, I do know why. I didn't watch it when it was on the air. I'm one of millions who didn't watch it. I watched it after the fact.
Well, a couple things. Fringe was something that was made as like, I think J.J. Abrams had to do something, and like to agree with to do this, he had to make another show, and that was Fringe. And I loved Fringe. My wife and I would like watch it from season to season, and we were kind of sad that it ended, but it ended in such a good way, and it didn't jump the shark. And you're like, all right, I'll take a good like series from start to finish if you're gonna like if it's good through the whole series. So I'm cool with that. It sucked that it left, but I'm like, all right.
In that vein, I would say I really like the ending of the British version of The Office. The American version of The Office, that just dragged. All the characters got dopey and everything like that. In my opinion, the British series, I think, was only 2 seasons long, maybe 3. And it just ended with Ricky Gervais being like fired, and it was like basically it. Show's over, and it just was fantastic. It was so painful to watch, and it was magic.
Nice, yeah. Because some people were saying, like, I was looking up the rankings, this like just kind of people's takes on like the best and the worst. People did enjoy the series finale of the American Office, but I could see like for you seen both of them and you prefer the British version.
Yeah, it just seemed like they were just like riding a super high note, and then they pulled the plug, and they were like, "That's it. We don't need to keep going. Not a problem."
Yeah, Bruce, I think you're in the running for that Family Guy book. Ozark season 2 finale was whack, like 1980s whack. That's awesome.
We need to start. I'm going to start saying whack. That's a great term. I forgot about that one. What's up, Jack's Florida?
Did you see Lost? Did you see Lost at all?
Yeah, that's the one I was going to talk about the most here. So Kelly, man, I agree, but kind of like Game of Thrones. All right, Game of Thrones at least had like a baseline of story. I feel like when they made Lost, they were just like, I don't know, let's just roll that. Like just open an encyclopedia. Whatever we land on, we're going to put into this show. Polar bears, why not? So they were just throwing a whole bunch of crap into a show that they didn't know where it was going to go.
Yeah.
And then it was like, now what do we do to make all this work? And I think that they did a good job, in my opinion, to finally kind of wrap it up and give it some kind of an ending. Whereas a lot of people out there really don't think there was much of an ending. But also I was such a Lost nerd that I was following all the fan theories. I was like there was a lot of stuff on the internet that you can go on and you can find like stuff from the Dharma Initiative, like old videos, and it really kind of like rounded out the final storyline a lot better than if you just watch the show. So in my opinion, I really liked Lost's ending. I think it could have been a little bit better, but yeah, that was my big long Lost tangent. So
no, I'm laughing because I'm going to pop up a comment soon. But where'd he go? He just left. I thought Patrick had a great summary of Lost. I can tell that he really cared. Like, you don't have to go, man. I'm cool with what you're saying.
Like, I'm out of here. You're not gonna like me.
I didn't think it was really good. I was laughing at this. No has one of the best. Like, I think No is also now in the running. Paw Patrol has you on the edge of your seat every time. So, no, also too, I took this picture. I was at a stoplight and I wanted to take it. I couldn't get like a good picture of it, but someone had a van, like I think it was like a Chevy van or whatever the case may be, a Dodge something van, but the license plate said Paw Patrol and it had stickers everywhere. Paw Patrol. I'm like, what is a 5-year-old kid driving this? Like,
whenever you're in trouble, Paw Patrol, be there on the.
Oh. Like for me,
you know the word?
No, I haven't watched. My kids.
No job's too big. No job's too big. No pup's too small. Paw Patrol, we're on a roll. I have a 3-year-old. I hear that shit all the time.
Well, that not like my kids phased out of the watching that series when it started. So no, we didn't watch it.
Yeah, you're better off.
Wayne says, "Oh man, Lost. I had to stop watching when the island disappears. At that moment, the show was done."
Lost had a big slump in season 4, I think, or maybe 3, 4, but I think it came back.
Kelly's agreeing with you. Lost got a bit too stretched out with the flashbacks, past, future, and the drain of the smoke monster ended up being a bit ado about nothing.
Yes, Jeremy Barnes, man, that just hit me in the nostalgia bone. I agree, 100%. You were talking about the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, the 1980s cartoon where they go on an amusement park ride, and then all of a sudden they are transported into the Dungeons and Dragons world by the dungeon master. But the whole time they were always trying to get back to the real world, and the show just ended, and you never find out if they did.
That's not cool. And
that is not cool. It's not.
And now you have to start a Reddit like a fan fiction for that. Now that's what you got to do.
I think that would be best. Everybody wants to hear my opinion on this thing.
Well, hello. People come in every Wednesday to check out our takes on stuff. So why not?
That is true.
We have Erica saying best series finale, Buffy, worst Angel. I felt like Angel tried too hard. It was like, all right, this character is good. Let's try and a lot of people like it. And then I think it would just kind of, I didn't watch too much Angel. I was a big fan of Buffy, but I was just like, all right, I think I'm done with this. What about, did you watch any of those shows or no?
No, I didn't watch them. No. What did you think? Somebody mentioned Sopranos before. What did you think of that ending?
So it's funny, doing research for this, it was 50-50 split where people hated it or people loved it. I think the fact that you don't really know, they didn't give a clear way that it went, right? And for everything that led up to that, I mean, of course, maybe you want closure, but I think they knew that if they went toward Avenue A, half the people would hate it anyways, and if they went to Avenue B, the other half would hate it anyways as well, right? So why not just leave it up to the person's imagination and being like, hey, whichever way you think Tony was gonna go, all right, there you go. That's what we're doing, right?
For me, I think it was just a great ending only because, well, for a couple of reasons, but one is the tension was ratcheted so high. I mean, you had what's her name outside trying to park her car, and kind of you could tell she was trying to get in there on time. They were at the diner, everything was you're waiting, you're this is the moment, everybody's doing the countdown. You knew there was only a few minutes left, and then it just ended. And I just think it was, but I also think it's great because it just kind of leaves this part that it's you know what, things don't have to have a clear ending. Tony's just going to go on. Tomorrow he's going to get up, or he's not, and it just happens. It's just a normal. He's just at a diner. You don't have to put so much into it. So yeah. So I really liked it, but it was definitely you're what when it happened.
And yeah, because I think you kind of want that, right? I think they did a good job. And like I think in the beginning, a lot of people, this was right before like the social media hit, but like I remember working at a radio station at the time, and like half the crew at the radio station was just so ticked off. Like, how could you do this? But I'm like, again, use your imagination. We'll see what happens. This is something that was Chris says Seinfeld was the worst, followed by Roseanne. Seinfeld, man, when that ended, I was in high school, and I was like, I really like the show. I'm like, all right, that's the way it ended. But I think if I was now if it ended now, like at my age of 40, I've been like, what the hell is this, right?
Yeah. Well, something awesome. You can look this up on the internet. Up in New York, like a giant swath of New York, somebody set something up. They tinkered with the with NBC or something like that. So the last 10 minutes of Seinfeld didn't play for millions of people. So I remember I was in college and we were in our dorm watching it. Everybody's watching, and our dorms was like a series of courtyards. So everybody's sitting there watching it in hours. We had like 30 people in our room watching it. And all of a sudden it just went out, and like our entire room jumped up like, what? Because you just thought somebody had the remote. But then you hear the entire courtyard of the whole freaking college screaming in unison, like, what? Like looking for the person with the remote. But it just happened that it went out for like millions of people, and NBC had to go back and replay it. So kind of a memorable ending for a not memorable series finale.
Yeah. Dude, that is insane. Like that.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was like, what? Like right at the perfect moment too. I forget exactly what point it was, but yeah.
And again, I think that you experienced something better than we all did, because I remember I was in New Hampshire and I was just like, wait, what what happened? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Chris Bishop says Sons of Anarchy definitely had one of the best ever. Were you a Sons of Anarchy fan?
I did. I was for a while until I got a little tired with like, why did they keep going to the hospital and bothering that girl when she's working? Why were they always having those discussions there? And why did he always have to walk like that with that stupid swagger? I'm like, relax. You're supposed to be the good guy. Like, start up. Yeah. It was fine.
The worst was Dexter and The Shield. A lot of people are mixed reviews on The Shield as well. Did you see The Shield? Like I wouldn't watch so many. I didn't watch all the seasons, but I remember watching a few episodes and I dug it, but I didn't see the end of it. So
yeah, I think same thing. I only watched a few episodes. You know what? I started watching it and I haven't gotten to the end, so I don't know how it ends. And now I'm drawing a blank on the name of the show, so never mind. It's an HBO show about a cop. Dominic something or other is the main character.
It's not The Wire. No, that's
The Wire. Yes, The Wire.
Okay, The Wire.
The Wire's a great show, but I've been watching it slowly over the past year, where meanwhile it's like a 10-year-old show. But I've heard that's like one of the best shows ever. And I'm only in like season 2 or so.
Cheers to Conrad. I agree. Like my wife and I were invested with How I Met Your Mother. We thought it was good. And then like all of a sudden, like, wait, this is how you ended it? Like what? Did you see that?
I never got to the ending yet. But Myra and I've been watching it forever. But haven't gotten to the ending yet. So
I would stop.
You said, should I just pull a Sopranos on it and just like end?
Yes, that's what you do. Mad Men ending was awful. Were you a Mad Men fan?
Yes, man. I'm realizing how much goddamn TV I watch. Everybody's talking to these shows. I'm like, yes, I watched all of that. Yeah, that was like, meh. I mean, it's kind of cool that they made it seem like he's the one who created the Coke song that everybody, like, I still remember. I'd like to we give the world a Coke and smother it with love, or however the lyrics go. But yeah, it was kind of lame. I didn't like that they kind of took him out of the world and just like dropped him somewhere else. Like, I don't like when shows do that. Like Seinfeld is similar, you know? If I wanted to end, I want to end in the world that they've created the whole time instead of like off to the side, you know?
Yeah. And this is, again, maybe I'm like hitting the wrong, demographic and target audience. But this is maybe a thing for our parents. But I never watched Saint Elsewhere. I'm not even sure my parents did, but I heard that was like one of the worst ones because do you remember what happened in that one?
Is that the one that was a dream?
Kind of, sort of. Yeah. It was like everything happened in a snow globe.
Oh, a snow globe. That's right. That's right.
Could you imagine if all of a sudden next week's episode of Game of Thrones was like, yeah, it was some kid's like snow globe. That's it.
Dude, I've read theories. People are talking about the fact is like some theory that it's everything has happened in the blink of a giant's eye or something like that. Like they're living in a giant's eye or something weird like that. But they had like stuff from the books that sort of supported this thing. Whatever. It better not be that. Yes, Brian. I'm pretty sure Brian and I were in the Brian. We were in we were down. I can't remember which dorm we were in, but Brian and I'm pretty sure we were in the same exact room watching it. But the whole friggin' school, Brian and I went to school together, clearly. The school went bonkers, and it was friggin' hilarious. That was Seinfeld. We're going back to that again.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, it was, he said, Quinn, it was 7 minutes to go into the finale.
That's what it was, yes. All right, so I saw somebody talking about Breaking Bad. What about you? What do you think about that?
I thought it was good, and especially now, like with the popularity of that show. It's like, what are you going to do with the main, cast, right? Like the main guys. And then now they're thinking about doing a movie or another series, and like, how are you going to do that? So again, they didn't jump the shark. They kind of the way it ended was the way it was supposed to end, right? Like you kind of knew
he had to die,
yeah. So like, well, maybe he didn't have to die, but like they didn't do the Hollywood ending of him like, oh, I'm good, hey. So like, yeah. I appreciate that. Can't go wrong with Star Trek. Marvel's Runaways. Let's see what else we got over here, and then we're gonna kind of end.
Kevin, what is Marvel's Runaways? Runaways. Do you know that is?
Marvel's Runaways is. It actually didn't. I think it was maybe 1 or 2 seasons. It was an offshoot of kind of like the Shield, like Agents of Shield. It was like a kind of an offshoot of that. So I watched maybe a couple of episodes here and there, but again, like I honestly, what?
This was recent?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not aware of that one at all.
Christopher Delaway, he's always check out the show. We appreciate it. He said The Office, Parks and Rec both had a nearly flawless victory. I mean, finales. And then Jeff says Sons of Anarchy was pretty great. I forgot. Okay, it was No, and who else was it? Who was the whack guy? Who's the guy that said all about the whack?
I do not remember.
I'm scrolling back here. I'm trying to find it. Let's see.
Somebody's got to win that book.
I know someone's got. I want to do something. Where the hell was it? Okay. So it was Brucey and No. If you're still listening, Brucey and No. The first person, because it'll be timestamped, to email me ART at Life of Dad will get the book. This book. Hold on, it just fell right over here. Family Guys from 20th Century Fox. Appreciate it. You're a big Family Guy, so No or Brucey, this is up to you because you guys had some really good comments, some good commentary. Email me. The first person to email me, art at lifeofdad.com, will win that book. I'll send it out to you. Patrick, any last words before we say adieu to these fine folks hanging out with us tonight?
I mean, real honestly, the greatest finale there's ever been is every finale of our shows, of the Geek Show. This, like, right now is the greatest finale there will ever be until next Wednesday. And then that will be the greatest finale there has ever been.
Woo! Well said, my friend. All right, we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Again, just a heads up, Father's Day, Life of Dad. We know we have to do something cool. We're going to be giving away some cool things with a new sponsor coming up the first 2 weeks of June. Stay tuned for that. Again, Patrick and I always love you guys hanging out with us. It makes our night. For the rest of Life of Dad crew, Patrick and I are saying, see you.